Hey folks, WooFDriver right at you. Before I lost you, someone had asked a question, did we ever find anything on this trail? And we've had actually, because this trail dates back so far and is so rich in American history, we've actually found some abandoned structures where we were able to explore. Come on, guys. Come on, pretty. And on those structures, in some of them, we got some really good paranormal activity. And you could see it. It's not fully posted yet, but if you go to my WereWooF site and you register there to be a user, you'll be notified. I'll be putting it up soon. But even tonight, we got some paranormal hits. We've got a spirit box that was definitely, they were talking to us. And we have that on recording. And they definitely moved the temperature. How many degrees, Curtis? 5 degrees. I mean, that's pretty incredible. So this is real stuff, and we've got evidence. And it's so cool because we've gone and gotten no readings somewhere, and we don't fabricate anything. We're authentic, and it's really interesting. Kind of scary at the same time. So I thank you for that question. I believe that was Troy or Trey. And anybody else with any questions, we're all yours. Right now, Curtis and I are by ourselves. Rhett went with Chris to get Curtis's truck because we're just a 4-man team tonight. We're usually a 5 or 6-man team, but because of everybody's schedule, we couldn't all get here, and it's very important that I get the dogs out. So we learn to do with the crew we have and to make it work as it will, make the appropriate accommodations. So what I do is I'm going to check the phone and see if we've got any questions from anybody. Go ahead in the comment section, folks, and please comment to me and let me know what you're thinking and any questions you may have and that kind of stuff. You're looking through night vision camera equipment, and what night vision does is it takes infrared light and pretty much makes it visible to the human eye. This infrared light is something like your remote control for a TV. You don't see when you push the button, but it's if you you could see it if you were looking at it through a camera, an infrared camera. You would actually see it transmit. So it's not really a visible light to a human eye, but with the right equipment you can see it. And these infrared cameras make it visible to us. So it gathers more light, and that way it makes night viewing or dark viewing possible. Give them a view of the dogs once in a while too, Curtis.
Okay.
Cool. We're past the mile marker now. What's that? 54, I believe. We're going to 51, I want to say. So got about 3 miles left. And the dogs are truly running awesome, folks. And you got to remember, Princess is 12 and a half years old, and she's out here doing this, which is beyond my wildest dreams. And part of keeping her mobile and keeping her able to do this is keeping her running as much as possible. Not overdoing it, of course, but what I mean by that is a lot of people wouldn't do these activities I do in the warmer months because, rightfully so, they're concerned about overheating. Dogs are just inefficient at cooling, and overheating in them can be fatal, but I've got lots of accommodations I've made and research I've done, and I can do it effectively. I can run dogs, and so it doesn't affect them negatively. And I'm always cautious about everything. I always err on the side of being too cautious, but the dogs just pretty much can't live without some activity during every season of the year. In fact, when we get too much snow, we don't do a lot of dog sledding. We've done it before, but we don't do it. We usually don't get enough snow here, so it's not something I train for, but sometimes we get too much snow, blizzard conditions, and we've got 24 or 36 inches on the ground, and I'll have to run the dogs on a treadmill inside the house because I can't even get outside to take them anywhere worthwhile because there's no real tracks that we could make it through. Now at home, what the dogs do, the work is a team and tunnel through. What I mean by that is they'll follow one another, one behind the other, almost like a single file line, and make through thick snow circles and tracks through the house, around the house, so they can access it for the bathroom, whatever. But when you talk about coming to trails like this, or even areas where we go free ranging, where they're off leash, it would just be impossible when we get snows like that. Still no comments. I'm waiting for anybody. Gets lonely out on this trail. Somebody want to say something to me? So you can check us out. We're this is so cool, these live broadcasting stuff. Actually, we've taken advantage of it in a big way, and we have a bunch of shows on the WooFDriver Facebook page that you're watching this on. And these shows include professional dog trainers like myself, animal communicator, woman, Carol, who just wrote a book, and it's published, and it's in Amazon, and it's also in Cracker Barrel, to Wolf Diddy. You've heard of P. Diddy, right? Wolf Diddy is a guy, a friend of mine, who is very musically inclined, used to play in the Kenny Rogers band, and he wrote a lot of dog breed songs, and he still continues to write them, by request, too, may I add. If you watch his show, it's kind of like a late night, like almost like a Jimmy Fallon. Not quite Jimmy Fallon, but we just try to make it real, a lot of variety and musically rich, but also very warm and personable. I think you'll enjoy that if you catch that. We've got a couple daytime shows now, if you caught up to them. We've got yoga, Susie. No? Great. So, once again, folks, this is just, I'm pushing the boundaries of the capabilities, I should say, of what all this live technology can do. We're out here in a pretty rural signal and that kind of stuff. But I did want to say that we've got about 3 more miles left on this trail. We went through Harper's Ferry this evening. We're doing some ghost hunting, and we're getting the dogs their run in, and we're having a great time enjoying the summer months out here. And really? Okay, folks, so once again, we're struggling with this. We'll keep it alive as long as we can, but you're watching a dog sled on wheels, 4-something in the morning on the C&O Canal towards Washington, D.C., about less than 60 miles from D.C. We've been out here all night, well, since about 11 o'clock in the 11 p.m., so a good 5 hours. We're probably going to be out here another hour and a half at the most, doing another 3 miles or so. And got 4 dogs with us. They're really into it. They're getting a great workout. Got a train going by, so excuse the loud sound. Notice the dogs will be perfectly fine with that because that's what we train for. They're good with loud noises and different situations we get into. It built their confidence really well, crossing narrow bridges and getting into tight spots and going under and through tunnels, stuff like that. I was explaining with this live technology how we've got all these different shows on the WooFDriver channel, from dog experts to dog lovers, of course, we all are, to even a new program we have in the mornings now, 3 or 4 times a week, is dog yoga. And that's really cool. I've been a martial artist for many years, so I appreciate a lot of the Far Eastern cultures. And oh, cool. So what I was saying is that yoga and a lot of the disciplines and a lot of the arts that the Far Eastern cultures have developed are really based upon a lot of it from animal moves, not all of it, but different systems. Just watching the trail here, excuse me, and techniques from animal moves. So it almost seems fitting that yoga is some people, such as Susie Titleman, who does our yoga on the WooFDriver channel page. She developed that to do with her dog. So it's pretty interesting. You can actually put your dog into yoga positions as well as stretch with your dog, which yoga is some stretching, but what looks like more traditional stretching. And even use your dog to, like a buddy, to help you get into different positions yourself, to be your workout partner. So it's pretty incredible, and I encourage you to check it out. You can always check out, if you don't want to wait till her next live broadcast, which is on Monday, you can always go to the alldognetwork.com and check out any of our shows. Usually they'll broadcast live on Facebook and then be available on the All Dog Network channel the next day. Pretty interesting, pretty cool stuff. There's a new website that'll be coming about called Dog 60, which also takes some of the highlights of these shows and puts them in a 60-second clip so you can watch it pretty quickly if you wanted to learn something, maybe how to potty train a dog. You might hear our dog trainers, even myself, discuss that, and then that'll be available in a 60-second clip on Dog 60. It's not quite ready yet, but it will be soon. Just letting you know, I am the WooFDriver, and I'm always thinking about dogs and how I can get more people involved and also better the lives of dogs out there by educating their owners and people they're with, etc. So that's where a lot of that comes from. I was a little tired before about a couple. Jeez, I think I got bit up swimming the other day. Oh, we're back live? Cool. Cool. Glad to be with you again, folks. Oh, just passing a major, at least for the area, train hub. We're hearing all kinds of train switching tracks and this doing that and all kinds of cool train noises if you like that. We just passed mile marker 53, and I think actually check out the trail from a bird's eye view, a satellite view, and some dogs are doing great. And where the possibility exists, we could do one more ghost hunt down at the end of where Chris is going to meet us at. He said there's old lockouts we might be able to explore. And that would work out really well because we'd all four be together. And we could either put the dogs up in their cart, in the car, truck, or we could leave them with one of the guys, like Rhett. And Chris, me, and Curtis could go on the paranormal hunt if the opportunity presents itself. So it looks like straight ahead we got a gate or a bollard. Back really itches me. I got bit up. It's all good though. You can imagine, I mean, we're in the same position for a good 5-6 hours. And it's pretty comfortable position, but any position starts to get a little stagnant after a while. I guess not for the dogs, is there? Just trucking right along. If you have any questions, folks, I'm going to try to check the phone on our next break or when we slow up a bit. Love to answer them. I don't think it's daybreak happening yet, but probably within the hour will be. I didn't think we'd be out this late, but I'm always wrong on that. Had a beautiful moon earlier this evening. We had some great photos of and great views of. We were able to really enjoy it. We were paranormal hunting on an old bridge, what seemed like an old bridge, and we actually got some evidence there. It was awesome, but it was just so beautiful. We could all hang out together with the dogs because it was right where I could bring the dog cart in front of. I didn't see that much of the RV. I thought it was a bigger camp than we went through. Maybe it's up here, or maybe I just wasn't the same area, or I don't know. Excuse me. And where we're at, the canal, almost the whole way. The canal's on one side, the Potomac River's on the other side. Now, the Potomac's not always visible to us where we're at, but it's relatively close by the whole way. From what I remember and what I understand. Now, this, I'm wondering, there's a prison along here if this was it. Is this something in the trail, Curtis? Can you tell? Right here, is it just a reflection from the water on the sign? No, I think it's just a reflection. Yeah, but there's a prison. That might be the prison.
Oh, yeah?
Can you see a fence there? Yeah. So there's a prison along. I don't think. Is this a gate? Yeah.
I think. Something out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a prison. Pretty sure. Okay, now, is this a sign for us? Yeah, this gets a little confusing here. No motor vehicles, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. So I can see the sky getting a little lighter. You think daybreak's coming on?
Huh?
I see the sky getting lighter. Is that daybreak?
Yeah, it seems like it is lighting up.
Yeah, looks like Mary and passing by these lock houses and all of the history that's been here.